Imagine a line of destiny shaped in the clearest moonshine of all the gradients of life. We can find this line as a line of perpetual leadership, in that we fulfill our purpose and our destiny. Sometimes there can be challenges when it comes to fulfilling what we are destined to get over in our lives. But it takes us to recognize where we're being junctured and where we're being punctured to not do what we're meant to do by outside forces or by our own self-limiting beliefs. Let's talk about the astrology of September 28th and 29th, beginning with the Sun in an opposition to the North Node in Aries. So the Sun is in Libra, the North Node's in Aries. So when the Sun is opposite the North Node, the identity that you project onto the world and show the world as yourself of being who you are may not be your true self, may not be your soul intuitive self of who you truly are underneath everything else. This can be a problem when it comes to you expressing your truth, you understanding how the dingling works, and understanding how the life's supposed to go along. So you need to be aware of the ego and the person you're becoming because of what you project onto the world. Now is also a time to evaluate your relationships. Which relationships should you keep? Which relationships should you release? Any issues in relationship? Maybe there's issues to discuss in relationship. Maybe there's issues to fix in relationship. Maybe the relationship is going so well, but it needs a little bit of spice and pizzazz to it. So these are the kind of things that we need to look at when evaluating our true relationships in our life. We generally have the opportunity to reflect on our purpose and the role you play in the world. This can be very profound and very zealous for us to consider. Is is our contribution to the world? Is our sort of impact that we're making? Is our job that we're doing? Is our career or we're doing? We need to think of these very perpetual issues that come up in our own individual experiences in one way, in one form or another. We need to also surrender our ego and do what is best for us in the greatest good. That's something important to remember, is our ego has to let go and die down in order for us to listen to our soul, follow our soul, and do what is the greatest good for our higher self and for the all. And there is a bug on my computer, so I will be right back, everybody, in a jiffy, kind of jiffy, on a second. Woo-hoo! We're back. Okay, so let's move on with the astrology, talking about these couple of days. It was the universe telling me to turn on the light, to find an outlet, an excuse, a reason to get up and actually turn on the light so that you can see me a little bit better. I plan to do this video with the light off to make it unique, but I think that it would be better if I had the light on. So, there you go. Perfect imperfection right there. So, anyway, your ego should serve your soul and not the other way around. Your ego doesn't lead the ship. It doesn't lead your life. It doesn't sit in the driver's seat of your life. It doesn't sit in the front chakral carriage of your life. Your ego is the bringer of how our souls should show up in the 3D world that we live in right now. But the ego does not lead. That's what we need to remember. Other qualities to develop at this time is not only patience, but humility as well, dropping into our humble like self. That's what we need to remember. is becoming patient and taking a bite of humble pie, really becoming humble and not, vain or anything like that. We also need to see challenges that we face in our lives as opportunities for growth and learning. That's what we need to understand. Challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Now we're moving on to Moon sextile Jupiter transits. The Moon is in Leo, sextiling Jupiter in Gemini. So this brings about a charitable energy, an optimistic, and an idealistic energy. This is great for socializing with people, especially friends and family. Your relationships formed at this time can be honest and mutually caring ones. Anyone associated with religion and business could be a valuable asset to you at this time. You could find that your popularity is increased. Maybe you have a more philosophical and progressive outlook in your life. Who knows? Maybe you do. Um, Maybe it is looking up into the heavens and finding the answer written in the stars, finding the true relationship, finding the right job written in the stars. You know, whatever we can find as being up there, as above, so below, as the saying goes in astrology. This is also a good time to dive deep into information that you find interesting and valuable and important to you in general, official to you, what information is official to you, co-present in your life. So finding sort of, information that you want to delve into. Maybe it's history, maybe it's about spirituality, whatever it is. Maybe it's learning about religions and mythology. There's endless answers that could be thought up when it comes to the information that you want to learn, because you may have a lot of different sources to learn, but now's the time to take the deep dive into one or two different areas. You can find that at this time you have an increased level of empathy for others as well. This is a time to come back down to reality and to not indulge in the things that give you pleasure too much, or they turns into a bad thing, because the downside of the moon sextile Jupiter and Jupiter energy is overdoing it, whatever that may be. It is also important to not make promises that you know you can't fulfill and you can't keep. Um, so that needs to be in the front and center of your mind. Um, so, the promises that you know that you can't fulfill, time to not promise those things. It's not a good time to bite more off than you can chew. You may overlook the details of things, choosing to see the big picture of things. You may miss the smaller details. That's negative side of Jupiterian energy. That's why Jupiter in Virgo is surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, it's actually a very good placement. And I'm not saying that only because I have it, because in order to achieve our visions and our dreams, we have to pay attention to the smaller details, pay attention to the actual process and the actual experience of, whatever we need to, um, whatever we want to have done. Virgo can say, all right, let's be practical about this. Let's be pragmatic about this. There are these details in life that have to be taken care of in order for you to see your goal as, fruits of your labor. So that's why Jupiter in Virgo is um, a very good placement if you have it in your natal birth chart like I do, because it's actually doing something about your dreams and visions. It's actually the manifestation, the embodiment of your dreams and visions. Um, So we also need to pay close attention to our emotional and physical signals and self-care. Self-care, that's the time to do it. Now is the time to do it. So I did pull a card from the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And the card that I pulled for September 28th, where I asked the question, what is the collective need to know for September 28th? And I got the B card. So this is an animal guide of Avalon, as you can see, the bee. See that? Maybe the glare is getting in the way of that. Hopefully you can see it. So the bee. Now is the time to put the work into making your dreams a reality, just as I was talking about before. This is the time to be industrious. Sweet results come to you if you put the work in to achieve what you want to and commit to your dream. Commitment to your dream is super important here. And it's also a reminder that you create your own luck. So if you've had anything that you want to get done, now's the time to put in the work to get it done. And now is the time to, create your own luck. And if you do the things that you need and want to do at the same time, you could find that luck happens. This is a positive, practical omen that does not require brain work. It is simple, it is direct, it is clear, it is action. Take advantage of this. Um, Moving on to September 29th, the astrology of this particular day. So we have the moon coming to square Uranus. That's the very first thing that's going to happen on this day, is the moon squaring Uranus. Or maybe it is, maybe it isn't. The astrology here is not in any chronological order. It's just the transits of the day. So one of the transits is the moon square Uranus. So you may feel irritable, impulsive, or erratic at this time. You may feel the need to make a change, make a shift, act on impulse, make a big decision in your life, immediately go in a new direction, that you're going in a certain direction, and you immediately feel, impulsively compelled to go in a completely different direction. So that is what this is about. There is a need to be free. I want to break free. There's a need to be free here, to break against people who force you to do something, to break away from people who tie your hands to a knot and put you in a certain box, or you have to do something, commit to something, and do it a certain way. You're like, no, I want to do it this way. I want to do my own thing. That's the kind of energy that can come about. So it creates conflict with the people in your life that are authority figures, because you're not wanting to go in the direction that they are wanting you to go in. There is a need here for excitement and stimulation also. This is not a good time to take part in boring routines or duties, as you will be bored from this and you will be sick and tired of it, and you will be feeling the need to be free, express your individuality, do something different, do something more exciting, more stimulating. And there is an anticipation energy here that makes it very difficult to relax. This could also bring about a heightened creativity and a sense of originality. You're feeling more creative, more original. You want to invent something new or do something out of the box or start something, on impulse that's totally your own creation, that kind of thing. This is not a good time for initiating new relationships because you may act on impulse at it and certain details may not be clear with that. There can also be sudden outbursts, embers, is what I was going to say, sudden embers from friends and family that can, come about where people are acting out. They are, showing themselves off, sort of, expressing all the, the boot and leggings. Friends and family can sort of express their authentic, raw emotions at this time. There's a strong need here to not be tied down. That's the energy of this transit. Mercury will also oppose Rahu. I can't do it. So, Rahu is another name for the North Node. So know that you have value to show the world. You have value to prove to the world in general. And so it's time to show your value, show what you can do to the world. Become clear about your vision, present that project idea to your business, peeps. Um, you know, make that video on your channel that you want to make. Whatever is you're showing your creative tips, gifts, and talents, your creative things that you can do out into the world. So, you may at this time also become clear about your vision. This can be more clarity on what you envision for your life. It's not a good time to do things that do not contribute to your evolution. There can also be communication barriers with this transit as well. There's communication difficulties, breakdowns in communication. Maybe there's lessons in communication that may be resolving at this time. So at this time, you're more in tune with the information that comes to you. That's what you can find. You're more in alignment and sync with that information that comes to you. And what information from the outside world or from your inner world are you not processing or are you not integrating? There is a need here to you feel the urge to focus on your true mission. Focusing on whatever that is. Maybe you're more able to express your ideas smoothly and eloquently. You can present your ideas in that kind of way. Maybe this is about educating other people about speaking and writing and how to do those things, or expressing your opinions and thoughts and your beliefs through speaking or writing. This is great for journaling. Your intellectual abilities can be really heightened up at this time. This is about feeling out of sync when it comes to introducing your ideas. You may not feel supported when you may not feel like these ideas are in alignment with your true self. This is a time to think out of the box and be original. You need to also bridge the gap between internal and external reception. Between what you're receiving on an internal and external level. There can be difficulty with manifesting your ideas and visions because you don't feel like you have the proper support system in place. That's a really big thing here. And so do whatever you can to develop that support system, to create that support system. Find people who are supportive of your ideas and visions and sort of move about with them kind of thing. Let them guide you, let them, give you advice and help you along your way where you don't have to do this alone. You can have help when it comes to manifesting your visions. There can also be difficulties with learning and processing information at this time. And any criticism that you get, use it as a tool for growth and for your own contemplation and consideration. Know what that person's saying about you could help you become a better, more evolved version of yourself. Consider it, or maybe also act upon it. But definitely think about it and consider it, especially for those who truly care for you. The sun will also conjunct Mercury. So when the sun is conjunct Mercury, the sun is in Libra, conjunct Mercury in Libra. Relationships are a big focus here. Balance and a connection with the people in your relationships is a big theme here. This Sun Mercury conjunction is about communication. It's a busy energy. A lot of things going on, a lot of stimulation, a lot of activity. Um, a lot to say, a lot to write. That can be sort of a thing with this, that you're having a lot to say and express for your own opinions and thoughts and beliefs, all this kind of things. And you also have a lot to write and express your opinions and thoughts and feelings in that kind of way. That now's the time to communicate what it is from your heart. Um, Emails and communications at this time could go up the Zonga wall, could be very successful and prominent. So there could also be public communications. It's good for making speeches. It's good for communicating your thoughts and feelings out publicly. That can also be good for this. This can also be good for the power of persuasion or getting others to, convincing them to join your party, to get on your side kind of thing, where you're persuading them that this is a good idea, this how this can work and whatever. And you're convincing people to get on your train, get on your bus, get on your ship, and follow you and go alongside with you. This is great for teaching a class or a workshop. You may be interested in the people around you at this time as well. Good to take interest and good to learn more about the people in your world around you and your immediate environment in your community, because those are all Gemini related third house areas of life. You may also be more inspiring to other people in your own individual experience. So you're more indiscretion kind of thing. You can convince others, or more people will find you inspiring and a thought leader and those kind of things like that. Finally, the moon is going to sextile Venus. So the moon is in Leo, Venus. The moon moves into Virgo. Venus is in Scorpio. So this is a good time to hang out with friends and family and your partner. Good to develop deeper connections with them. This is also good for putting on celebrations. Those things can go well. This is a tender and loving influence in general. You may find that you have increased personal charm and beauty. Social engagements and relationships that you have may be centered around your home life, your family life. An astrologer giving a natal chart reading in her kitchen, for instance. Mars is in Cancer, sort of, a homey style living and going about your life. There can also be an increased sensitivity to others and a knowledge of how to nurture them, knowledge of knowing how they operate, their needs, their wants, their habits, their expectations of, knowing all these things and accommodating those things. This is a good time to make peace with the people around you and create harmonious connections with others. The final card that I chose, the second card where I asked the question, what does the collective need to do for September 29th? And the card that I got is card that deals with abundance and pleniment, which is the cow. I got the cow card, as you can see. So the key words are nourishment, abundance, asking, receiving. So know that you have a lot of abundance around you. Count your blessings of all the abundance that you have around you at this time. Maybe write down all the things that you feel thankful for in a journal or sometime like that. And know that you have abundant resources within you. This is about never-ending nourishment of you. You are always loved. You are always nourished. You are always taken care for. Know that you can rely on other people in your life to take care for and nourish you. And know that you can nourish yourself and take care of yourself effectively and efficiently as well. It's a time to till the soil so that your dreams can come true, so that you can get more abundance out of the things that you create. When you create more things, you feel more abundant, you get more abundance from that. And this is the time to ask and be prepared to receive, be open to receiving the abundance and blessings that can come your way this time. And look around and celebrate the abundance that you have in your life at this time. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you like this. And if you do, you can hit the like button so that it helps the algorithm get this video out to more people who may be interested in this particular content. You can also subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.